Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Welcome, all you mega extremists and thought criminals. And those of you that are new, welcome. From PJ Media, credit card companies will now categorize gun store sales separately. Yeah, I put the spooky music on there because this is spookier than hell. I can't think of any other constitutional right in the Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments, that where you track how you exercise your rights. I've never heard of that before. I have no idea why that the Supreme Court hasn't gotten a case where they say that licensing and all the other restrictions for guns are unconstitutional. I am a second-right absolutist. Yes, there are bad things that are done with guns. Absolutely. There are bad things done with cars. There are bad things done with a lot of things. And banning everything and regulating the hell out of them is not the answer. We have a mental health crisis, not a gun crisis in this country. Credit card giants Visa, MasterCard, and American Express will start categorizing sales of guns from gun shops using a new merchant code from the International Organization of Standardization. Previously, individual sales from gun stores were categorized as general merchandise. It's not like you're buying a sheet for your bed, or you're buying a dresser, or you're buying an appliance. It's not the same. Second Amendment is a constitutional right. Gun control advocates are delighted, of course. They claim the categorization of gun store sales will help prevent mass shootings. So if you get a large dollar amount purchased, that's so the theory goes, that the FBI can give you a little bump, a knock on your door. Hi, we're the FBI. We noticed you bought a crap load of stuff at the local gun store. Can we take a look at it? Without a warrant. Make it easier to track gun purchases and cure cancer. I like that. Well, maybe not the last one. But they're very satisfied with the results of their pressure campaign. It's amazing to me. It shouldn't be. I keep saying, one of my most common things I say is it's amazing to me, and it really shouldn't be anymore. Now the gun control lobby will go to banks and start pressing them not to take credit card sales from gun shops. That's next. Just like same-sex marriage. I don't care who you love. I don't care who you have a relationship with. I don't care who you're intimate with. Now, certain churches are made to marry people even though it's against their religious beliefs. You have to bake our cake and decorate it the way you want to. They always push. And isn't it convenient that the banks can now easily identify gun sales by code that was just approved by the credit card companies? Visa, MasterCard, and other credit card companies are middlemen between the merchant and the bank. That's true. They're not loaning you the money. And pressuring large banks to refuse to honor credit card sales will potentially devastate the firearms industry. See, that's the thing. See, I belong to a local credit union. I have a credit card, and I run it through Visa. Well, Visa's not loaning me the money. The local credit union is. So how the hell are they putting their nose in it? They have no skin in the game. They just get their cut off the top. New York City officials and pension funds have pushed the ISO and banks to adopt a new code on gun shop sales. Merchant category codes are not exclusive to gun store sales. However, as the codes now exist for nearly every type of purchase, including those at supermarkets, clothing stores, coffee shops, and other retailers. And I'm sure they're available for sale. If I buy a lot of a certain item, then people that send out ads in YouTube and emails and other places want to know what I buy because they're trying to sell something. But that's not what this is about. The firearm industry sells around $70 billion worth of guns, generating about $28 billion in profit. It's doubtful that many banks would refuse to honor purchases of legal firearms today. What might happen in the future, especially if Democrats can maintain control of both House and Congress, can only be imagined. Now, I can see this happening. I want to purchase, say, $1,000 worth of firearms on my credit card, and I don't want it tracked. So what you do is you go to friends and family and say, hey, are you making any large purchases? You're going to want that large screen TV or that new living room set? Let me buy it for you on my credit card, and you can pay me in cash. as it would just if you would the store. Not a problem. I'll take that cash and then in turn go buy firearms. There won't be a credit card merchandise code. That's what's going to happen. Gun control advocates claim that their merchandise code for standalone gun and ammunition retailers would curb gun violence. Because you get the FBI do a little knock on your door. Hello, FBI, you home? FBI, you home? What do you need? We have a notice from Visa that you bought $1,300 worth of ammunition. Can we check it? And the answer is, do you have a warrant? And they say no. And they go, well, have a good day. And now you're on the bad list. Now you're on the red flag list. And you'll be under a microscope if you refuse because you have something to hide now. And that's the way that works. A week before the 2016 Pulse nightclub mass shooting in Orlando, the government purchased more than $26,000 worth of guns and ammunition using credit cards. What they're saying is that if we had this law in place or this policy, we could have stopped that. Absolute total bullshit. However, gun rights advocates contest that tracking gun sales should target legal gun purchases because merchant codes only label the type of merchandise where the credit or debit card is used, not the specific items. The purchase of a gun safe, for example, would be seen as a large purchase at a gun shop since the item can be bought for thousands of dollars, but the gun safe is a product considered to be part of responsible gun ownership. You get a knock on the door again. You've made several $1,000s worth of purchases. We want to check your house. I bought a gun safe. Well, can we check it? Yeah, sure. Why not? And you let them in. Don't do that. These codes are more than the data collection fit into a massive consumer research. Tracing legal gun purchases violates the spirit of the Second Amendment. The industry decision to create a firearm-specific code is nothing more than a capitulation to anti-gun politicians and activists bent on eroding the rights of law-abiding Americans one transaction at a time. I agree. The new code certainly has that potential, given what we know the anti-gun lobby is capable of. It isn't just the anti-gun lobby. It's all progressives in general. Look at gay marriages. Like I said, is a classic example. Abortion was another one. Safe, legal, and rare. Basically, what was it, 12, 14 weeks or whatever it was. And they kept pushing and kept pushing and kept pushing. That Mississippi put a cap on, I think it was 15 weeks. So they went to court like dumbasses, and it went up the chain of courts till it got to the Supreme Court, and Roe v. Wade was struck down. They got what they wanted with the ruling on Roe v. Wade, but they wanted more. They wanted more. They wanted more. They wanted more. We're in the middle of a pandemic, so let's do mail-in ballots. And now we expand the mail-ins, and we'll send them out to everybody, requested or not. Well, where are those going to end up, and who's going to send them in? I don't know. They always want more. Same-sex marriage. Now you can sue some poor business owner because they won't decorate your cake the way you want to because they have religious objections. You get to destroy their life and take away a family business that he's had his whole life. They always push and always push. Look at Title IX with now trans women in women's athletics. They always push. They always push. They always push. At least they're consistent. But there it is, folks. The credit card companies, they do it, and I use air quotes for this, willingly? Or are they getting pressure, like social media is getting pressure from the FBI to stop so-called disinformation? It's when, I think it's Benito Mussolini, the dictator in Italy, that said fascism by definition is when government and business join together. Well, there you have it, folks. Who are the real fascists this time? Until next time, goodbye and good luck.